Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, students. How are you doing? So today, as we had discussed, we will take up a lot of questions on input tax credit. Whatever questions you have on ITC, and then I have some questions for you, which I've already shared it. So hope you have worked on those questions and worked out the answers for them. Did you get the assignment? Yes, very nice. So there is, before we start, there's one question which is very valid question by Mr. Sai Kiran Kumar. So in the last session, we had said that a question was there on purchase of laptops, wherein it was given that the buyer has got registration on 28th of August and on the date of purchase 16th August. The buyer isn't having GST registration certificate, so the seller will issue a B2C invoice. How will the buyer avail ITC on such invoice? So your question is very valid, but what will happen is at the time of filing the returns, monthly returns, before filing that, if you have your GST number, you can give your number to the seller and then he will load it in his GSTR1. Since you are having the benefit of that time of filing G, uh, the GSTR1 by the 11th of the subsequent month, when you bought it, you had already applied for registration, then you can give the GST number to the seller and you can avail the ITC. Okay. Now we'll go through the questions and the related answers for them. So we are in question number one. Let me share the question first. Okay. So this was the first question. Messrs. Sorabji, a registered supplier, supply the following goods and services for construction of buildings and complexes. Excavators for the required period at a per hour rate. Okay. They what do you understand from this part? From the first part, they have not given any numbers, correct? But they've given the facts, saying that what is his business. So if we understand his business, then we'll be able to solve the problem. There is a relevance, that's why they have given the nature of the business. Excavators is being hired for required period at a per hour rate basis. Then they supply the manpower for operation of those excavators at the per day rate basis, saying that even if you work for 6 to 7 hours, we'll still charge you for per day because the manpower is being charged on a per day rate basis. Then soil testing and seismic evaluation at a per sample rate, saying that how what sample you give, based on that we will charge. Excavators is on hourly basis, manpower is on a daily day basis, soil testing is on a per sample rate. The excavators are invariably hired out along with operators, and similarly, excavator operators are supplied only when the excavator is hired out. What does this mean? It's a composite supply. Correct, Smita. It's a composite supply because the excavators are invariably hired out along with operators. So if you just take excavators for required hiring period, that will not be sufficient. You have to use our own operators because they are specialized excavators. Like normal vehicles, you can find drivers, but for excavators, you need a person who knows to operate it. So that's why the excavators are invariably hired out along with operators. So does it mean that the my operators can be leased out or can be given shared with somebody else? No. Similarly, excavator operators are supplied only when the excavator is hired out. You just can't give away the excavator operators. When you're giving the excavator, along with that itself, you will give the excavator operator, which is correctly identified that this is a composite supply. Right, correct, Vismita. So, Sorabji receives the following services. Now we understood the nature of services, what he's doing. Now, what is the transaction which he received? He receives. This is the first part is what he supplies. Second part is what services he receives. He receives annual maintenance service for the excavators. For the upkeep of his excavator, saying if there's any downtime, if it is not working, he'll call a technician. Now, technician will come and he will charge some amount, correct? But every time if I call the technician, it'll be very costly. So I've taken an AMC, which is called as annual maintenance services for excavators, saying that it's like an insurance. I will pay some amount to the repairing company, saying that annually I will pay you 50,000 rupees. So that anytime any repair happens, I will call you. You have to send your person and they will do the maintenance. That is called as annual maintenance services. So Sorabji receives the following services. They receive the services of a AMC for these excavators, then health insurance for operators of the excavators. Then for these operators, they give another benefit called as health insurance so that anytime if they are not well or if they are getting hospitalized, then for that insurance company only will pay the medical charges. Then third one is scientific and technical consultancy for soil testing and seismic evaluation. So what do they provide? The last services, they'll do the scientific and technical consultancy for soil testing and seismic evaluation. That is another kind of service which they receive. So these are the three services which they receive. For a given month, the receipts, which is exclusive of GST, were as follows: hiring charges of excavators, service charges for supply of manpower, service charge for soil testing. And the GST, what was paid by him was as follows: AMC for excavators, health insurance for excavator operators, scientific and technical consultancy, and these were the three expenses which they have incurred. Compute the net GST payable by Messrs. Sorabji for the given month. So how much is the net GST? What do you mean by net GST? After claim of ITC. Correct. Outward supply, tax on outward supply minus inward. So that is called as net GST payable. Correct. GST after claiming the ITC balance. So we have to calculate the net GST payable. Assume the rates of GST to be as under: hiring out of excavators 12%, Supply of manpower services and soil testing and seismic evaluation is 18%. Okay. And then they say that the opening balance of input tax credit of GST is nil, which means there is no carry forward of credit ledger. Credit ledger is zero. Okay. So in this case, if you have worked out what is the answer you have got, or you will need my help in anywhere, I hope you have already solved this question and you have got the answer. 71,325. Okay, very nice, Miss Smita. You made a good attempt. We'll just check if that is correct. Anybody else who has tried this? Sanya has got 72,765. Hardik also has got 73,125. 72,365. Oh, there are a lot of varied answers. 71,325, 73,125. Various answers. Okay, good. You have made an attempt. Uh, so we'll see what is the answer for this. We'll go step by step. Okay. First, we'll see what is the gross GST liability, then calculate the input, reduce the input from the gross GST liability, that will be the net GST liability. First is computation of gross GST liability. What have they done first? They have done higher charges of the equipment. For the given month, the receipts of Mrs. Sorabji as follows. That means that higher charges for excavators is what he's received, 20,25,000 rupees. So value received will be 20,25,000 rupees. The rate of GST on this will be, what is the rate of GST given? Hiring out of excavators is 12%. Full hiring out of excavators will be 12%. And then GST payable on 20,25,000 at 12% is 2,43,000. Then service charge for manpower. Service charge for manpower is 22,500. Correct? Service charge for supply of operators is 22,500. And what is the GST rate? Supply of manpower service and technical testing and seismic evaluation, it is 18%. Should we consider 18% then? You should consider 18%. Sanya is saying yes. Preeti is also saying yes, we have to consider 18%. Pranav is saying yes. Hardik is saying no. It should be 12. So a lot of tussle, lot of tug of war going on. Many people are saying that yes, it should be 18%. Very few are saying it is 12%. Sir, it will not be 18%, it will be 12%. Okay, because in the line itself, which I had highlighted here, it was clearly mentioned that the excavators are invariably hired out along with operators. Similarly, excavator operators are supplied only when the excavator is hired out. Okay. excavator operators are supplied only when the excavator is hired out. It means it's a composite supply. In composite supply, we will consider the rate of the principal supply. Correct? So once we consider the rate of the principal supply, then we have to apply the same rate. So it is 12%. Okay. So he has two services. We have covered that. Annual maintenance for excavators. No, that is the expenses what he's paid. In terms of what he's received, higher charges for excavator done, supply charge for supply of manpower for operator for operation of the excavator 22,500, service charge for soil testing and seismic evaluation. So the price for this is 2,81,250 for the soil testing. Okay, so it is 2,81,250. This is the soil testing and seismic evaluation charges. This will be at what rate now? Will this also be at 12%? Considering that supply of manpower, we have taken 12%. So should soil testing and seismic observation be at 12% or 18%? 18%, correct. Because this is an independent supply. It does not have any linkage of any composite supply. So whatever is the rate for it, that we will consider. So soil testing and seismic evaluation is at 18%. So total this gross GST liability is 2,96,325. Okay. Now quickly go to the input part. He is paid annual maintenance for excavators. Okay. So the GST rate for annual, the value is 1,12,500. So should I take ITC available will be 1,12,500 into 18%? Will this be 18%? Come on. No, it will not be. Then what should be the value then? 12%. Okay. So we'll take, Hardik is saying, sir, you have to take it at 12%. Okay. So we have taken 1,12,500 into 12%. Is this correct? Manvi, Neeru, Hardik. Vismita is saying it should be 1,12,500. How can it be 1,12,500? Vismita, can you unmute and tell to everyone why you have considered 1,12,500 and not the tax on that? 12% will be considered. Okay. Sir, you have to be very careful with the word. Preeti and a lot of others who have said that you have to consider 12%. The question itself says the GST paid during the said month. So it is not the value of service. Unlike here where the receipts exclusive of GST were as follows, which means if you go and you find the receipts, okay, which is exclusive of GST, it means you have to add it. And here also, this is directly given as GST paid. So you don't have to check the GST paid. The question makes a lot of difference. The question says that GST paid during the said month as services rendered by Messrs. Sorabji is as follows. So this is the ITC already. You don't have to consider 12% on this again. This is already the tax component. Here, they didn't give the tax component, but in the ITC part, they've said that this is the tax component. That's why they've said the GST paid during the said month. is as follows. Okay. So we will take full 1,12,500 itself and not 12% or any percentage on that. Okay. Health insurance for operators. All right. Health insurance for operators, where did it go? So health insurance for operators is at what rate? It is at health insurance for operators 12,375. So is the ITC available for this? Can I take 12,325 or any percentage on this? No deduction because it is not a statutory obligation. No, because any health insurance, correct, you're saying is right, that it should be for the purpose which is statutorily required. Saying that you have to give it, then you can claim it. But here nothing is given, so we can say that there is no condition, so we can claim the full ITC. Okay. Can you claim it? Can you claim full ITC? Not available. Correct. No statutory application and it's a block credit. So I have paid the GST on the taking of health insurance for excavator operators, but ITC is not available. Okay. Then scientific and technical consultancy. Scientific and technical consultancy, they've paid 1,12,500. Is the ITC available on this or no? Full ITC is available. Correct. Because scientific and technical consultancy, there is no bar in the block credit or anything to do with annual maintenance of excavator. So this is a correct thing. Okay. So what is the total input tax credit we have now after considering not available ITC? It is 2,25,000 rupees. Correct. So this is our total ITC. Total input tax credit is 2,25,000. So ITC has been claimed on the assumption that all the provisions of Section 16 has been complied with because it have to comply with all the provisions of Section 16. They've just given this is the ITC, but we have to show the workings and then mention that the ITC is assumed that all the conditions claiming ITC has been fulfilled. Okay. So your net GST payable will be so net ITC will be output GST on output supply minus input supply, that is 71,325. So 71,325 is the correct answer. Somebody had got 73,000 other things. Have you all verified and checked it? Is this correct? Okay. So we'll go to the next question then, if there is no more doubts. Amar Yadav, have you got the answer? And so we'll go to the next question. Question number two. ABC Company Limited of Bengaluru is a manufacturer and registered supplier of machine. It has provided the following details for the month of November 2020. Okay. Details of GST paid on inward supplies during the month is as follows. Health insurance for factory employees, raw materials for factory employees, raw materials for which invoice has been received, but GST has also been paid the full amount, but only 50% of the material has been received. Balance remaining 50% we have not received. Okay. That is the part on 18,000 rupees. Then works contract service used for installation of plant and machinery, 12,000. Purchase of manufacturing machine directly sent to job worker, 50,000 rupees. Purchase of car used by director for only business premises and outdoor catering services available. Outdoor catering service availed for business meetings. So we have to calculate what is the ITC available for November 2020. What's the answer for this? 71,000, 82,000, 80,000, 53,000. Oh God. Give me one answer. Of course, each one of you will have different answers, but 71,000. Okay. Lot of varied answers. Let me share the full screen. Okay. So question number two, ABC Company Limited, health insurance. ITC on health insurance and is blocked and hence not claimable. It is assumed that it is not obligatory for the company because nothing has been given. So we'll consider that it is not obligatory. Had it been obligatory, we would have said ITC will be available. But in this case, it is assumed that it is not obligatory. So ITC is not available. Raw materials purchased for work 18,000 rupees. All the conditions have been satisfied. So they can claim this. अच्छी तारीख हूँ. So raw material purchased 18,000 rupees. Then works contract, labor service, works contract for labor service used for installation of plant and machinery, which is works contract service used for installation of plant. Is that available? Raw material purchase, I'm saying ITC not available before that. Why do you think raw materials I'm saying not available? Because the condition, the question also says that whether it is appearing to be, or said yes. Then why am I not claiming credit on this? Correct. We have not received the thing. Raw materials received and GST has also been in food, but only 50% of the materials. Since 50% of the materials has been received and 50 is not received, till we receive the complete 100%, we cannot claim the ITC. So that's why it is not available. Third point, works contract service used for installation of plant and machinery, 12,000 rupees. On this 12,000, can we claim the ITC? Yes, sir, we can claim it. So we will claim the ITC. There is no block credit in case of the installation of plant and machinery. Then fourth point is purchase of manufacturing machine, which is directly sent to the job worker. So is the credit available on this? You have placed an order for machine. The supplier has given you the machine, but you have directly told the supplier saying that you will send it to me. Then again, I will give it to the job worker. You directly dispatch it to my job worker. Now, purchase of manufacturing machinery. What are you guys saying? Claim on, yes, available. Yes. So it is a purchase of manufacturing machinery, 50,000 rupees. ITC is also available. Then purchase of car used by director for his business meetings. Okay, purchase of car by driver. Now, purchase of car used by director only for business meetings. He's using the car only for his business meetings. So, is this 25,000 available? Not available. Why? He's using it only for his business, right? So, he can claim it. So, everybody are consenting that ITC is not available. Yes, it is not available. You're right, because it's a block credit. So, any purchase of motor vehicle with a seating capacity of up to 13 people is not available. Outdoor catering services availed. Outdoor catering services. Outdoor catering services which is availed for business. Is this available? Yes, it is not available. So our total ITC is 62,000 rupees. Outdoor catering will not be available. Any food expenses is a block credit. That's why will not be available. So total credit in ITC available for him is 62,000 rupees. Clear with this? So I have a doubt in point one. I have taken an assumption that Factory Act will apply, so 82,000. No, correct. So if you have taken that assumption, then it will be 82,000. Correct. Clear. So let's go to question number 3. Question number 3 is saying ABC Company of Bengaluru is a manufacturer. Now, correct. So can somebody read this question? Anybody you can raise your hand and read this question? Sure, Ajay Surya.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Uh, ABC Company Limited of Bengaluru is manufacturer and registered supply of machine. It has provided the following details for the month of November 2020. Detail of GST paid on inward supply during the month. items. Health insurance of factory employees 20,000 appear in GST to be yes. Raw material for which invoice has been received and GST has been paid for full amount, but only 50% of material has been received. Remaining 50% will be received in the next month. GST paid 18,000 rupees appear in GSTR to be yes. Labor service under for installation of plant and machinery GST paid 12,000 appear in GSTR to be yes. Purchase of manufacturing machine directly sent to job workers premises under challan 50,000 paid yes. Purchase of car used by director for the business meeting only 25,000 paid. Outdoor catering service availed for business meeting 80,000 paid. Sorry, 8,000
8,000.
paid. Raw material purchased and received in the month 30,000. Consumable purchased 30,000. GST paid on import of raw material 50,000. What is the credit which can be availed by the ABC company?
Right. Thank you. Thank you. So, this also, I think, what is the answer you guys are getting for this? Okay, as per assumption, it could be 1,42,000 or 1,62,000. If no obligation, then 1,42,000. Otherwise, it is 1,62,000 rupees. Okay. So straight away answer. So we'll directly go to the answer and see what is it. Most of you are saying it is 1,42,000. Let's see. Health insurance, firstly. Health insurance for factory employees, it is assumed that it is blocked because it is not obligatory. That's why we are considering that it is blocked. Okay. 20,000 rupees ITC available will not be there. ITC claimable will not be there. Raw material purchase 18,000 rupees. ITC is available? No. Why ITC is not available in this case? Because fully it is not received, right? Something is balanced, so that's why we cannot claim it. Then labor services, which is used for installation. Okay. Labor services, is it available? Yes, that's available. Appearing in 2B as well. Then manufacturing machine purchase. On this, can we claim the credit? Yes, even on machineries, we can claim the input tax credit. Okay, so manufacturing machinery purchase 50,000 rupees, ITC available is 50, and ITC claimable is also 50. Purchase of car, is it available? No, not available, as we had seen in the previous question. ITC on car is not available. Then outdoor catering, again, that is not available. Then raw material purchased and received in the month. Okay. It is saying as available, but claimable is not there. What do you mean by it is available, but still you cannot claim it? So raw material purchased, ITC is available, but it is not appearing in GSTR 2B. Okay. It is not that supplier has not filed it and things like that. It is just that it is not appearing in my 2B. So I will not claim it. Then consumable purchase 30,000 and it is appearing. So I can claim that. Then imports 50,000 rupees. ITC is available. Yes. Is it claimable? Here it says no, but still why have I claimed on imports then? Okay. Even though imports are not appearing in 2B, it will still be available because that's the exception. Because based on bill of entry, you can claim it. It need not reflect in your GST or 2B, so you can claim it. So the 50,000 imports will be available. So ITC claimable will be 1,42,000 rupees. So what is the credit to be claimed by the company? It is 1,42,000 rupees. Question number 4, very simple. Are you guys understanding now the relevance of what we have read? Because if we would not have read, then we would not have understood any of these things. So understanding the basic fundamentals was very important for us to proceed further now. No, if you give another assumption, Hardik, there's no one answer because it's when assumptions like this come in, then the answers will vary. So he will not kind of give you 0 marks or something like that. Based on your assumption, if it is logical assumption, he will give you the marks for 1,62,000 also. Okay. Any volunteers for it is logical, correct? For reading question number 4, 1,230 is the answer for question number 4. Okay. Let's see what is the question number 4 asking us to do. Star Limited is a registered supplier in Karnataka who has provided the following details for supply of one machine. For one machine, this is what he is supplying. List price of machine supplied is 80,000 rupees. The tax levied by the local authority. So local authority is saying that for every machine what you sell from my area, from my jurisdiction, you have to pay me some tax. Okay. So that is levied by the local authority. Then discount of 2% on the list price of machinery was provided. And it is recorded in the invoice of machine, right? Because that was the one of the conditions that it should be recorded in the invoice, and that is recorded. So discount is recorded in the invoice to the extent of 2% of the list price. Then expenses, packing expenses for safe transportation charged separately in the invoice is another 4,000 rupees. So these are the things which is being charged. Star Limited received rupees 5,000 as subsidy from the NGO on sale of each such machine. The price of 80,000, what we are seeing, is after considering such subsidy. So will you add it or you will reduce it? One of the things you'll have to do, right? That be careful. Why will you reduce it? You will have to add it because they received a subsidy from a NGO on sale of each such machine, saying that whatever machines you sell, we will give a subsidy of 5,000 rupees. So the price of 80,000 is after considering such subsidy. So we have to add it back because ये जो 80,000 price आया है, this is after considering the costing and saying that okay, 8,000, 5,000 I will get from the NGO. So I will bring down my price to 75,000 rupees. Now, once we establish that, then we have to proceed further. So 80,000 is after considering the subsidy, and this subsidy is coming from a not central government, not state government. Only if it comes from a central government and state government, then okay, it's fine. But this is coming from a NGO, so we need to add it back. So we will have to add back this 5,000 rupees. During the month of February, Star Limited supplied 3 machineries to intrastate customers and 1 machine to interstate customer. Okay. 3 to, they totally supplied 3 machine, 2 is intrastate and 1 is interstate. Star Limited purchased inputs intrastate for rupees 1,20,000 exclusive of GST for supplying the above 4 machineries during the month. 3 and 1. The balance of ITC at the beginning is as follows: 18,000, 4,000, and 26,000 rupees. Rate of GST is at 9%, 9%, 18%. All the amounts given above is excluding of GST, and all the conditions necessary for availing the ITC has been fulfilled. Now we have to compute the minimum net tax payable for the month of February. Okay, I hope you are working out along with me, because don't rely that this video will be available later on so you can do it. Sums has to be worked out. So people who are already worked, very good. People who have not worked out, please work it along with me. $1,230 is payable, only subsidies. Okay. 1,230 is not the right answer. Okay. Computation of value of taxable supply. The list price is 80,000 rupees. Then tax levied by local authority is how much? It is 6,000 rupees. Tax levied by local authority on sale of each machine is 6,000 rupees. Then packing expenses you will add, correct? You will add the packing charges, 4,000 rupees. Discount is one part, will come discount at the end, because all additions will do it together, then do the reductions. So total subsidy from the NGO is how much? 5,000 rupees, because they've got this subsidy from the NGO. 5,000 rupees also you will add. So total is 95,000 rupees. Now discount. Discount they've given at 2%. So should you do 2% of 95,000 rupees or 2% of 80,000 rupees? Correct, Hardik. Your answer is right. What are others saying? They've just mentioned that 2% of the price will be a discount. It is on the list price. Correct. So list price is 80,000 rupees. Whatever value you decide, which you have got 95,000, you don't have to apply 2% discount on that. You have to apply as the question says on the list price itself. So on the list price only, we will reduce the discount. So value of taxable supply will be 93,400 per machinery. Okay. If the question is given the price is net of subsidy, then here also it is given net of subsidy, right? Receive 5,000 as subsidy from the NGO. The price of rupees 80,000 is after considering the subsidy. If they would have given the word saying it is net, still you will add it, because we need to get such discount from a NGO from other than central government and state government is not allowed. So we will add it back. Okay. So the value of taxable supply for one machinery is 93,500. Now we have to compute what is the minimum GST payable. So sale of machinery, how it will be the CGST, SGST. We know the three machineries are sold intrastate. So will we charge IGST for them? 93,400 into three machinery into 18% IGST. No, right? So what will we charge? We will charge CGST and SGST. Correct. So 93,400 into 3 into 9% will be CGST and under 9 will be SGST. Then on interstate sale, 93,400 into one machinery at 18%. Clear? Simple. This is our output tax. Now, what is our ITC? ITC, they have given in the question, what is the opening balance, which is 18,000, 4,000, 26,000. You have to be careful when you write CGST, SGST, IGST. Sometimes you may get confused and mention CGST under IGST. Right? That will make your full answer wrong. So be careful. Put proper headings and write the correct values under the correct heading. Opening balance is 18,000, 4,000, 26,000. Inputs purchase. Did they do any input purchase for this year? This month? Yes. Purchase inputs. Intrastate for 1,20,000 exclusive of GST. So intrastate they have purchased and on that they have ITC. What is that? 1,20,000 into 9%. 1,20,000 into 9% is CGST, same will be SGST. So total ITC available is, this is my ITC which is available. Fine. No, Nayan, please write it. Don't expect that you will get the answer sheet and thing. I don't know if you will get it or no. So please write down the answers. If there's any doubt, we have to solve it now. Okay. So ITC available is this. Now what we have will, how do we reduce the ITC liability? That is important. So ये inputs purchase कहाँ पे question में mentioned है? Inputs का question यहाँ पे है ना? Star Limited purchases purchased inputs और उन्होंने लिखा है intrastate for 1,20,000 exclusive of GST for supplying the above four machineries. इन्होंने inputs purchase किया है worth 1,20,000 का एक question में दिया गया है. So how will you calculate the input tax credit utilization? That becomes very important. लेकिन हमको minimum भी pay करना है और rules भी follow करना है. Correct, Sai Kiran sir. That's what I was paying, asking your attention, please, that time, saying that will it be on 85,000 or 80,000? The question says the discount is 2% on the list price. Will the list price same? The list price will not change. It will be the same. The list price is 80,000. So you have to give discount of 2% on 80,000 only, sir. So even though you get the value of 95,000, be careful. Here is the accident zone where many people will make mistakes here. So it will be discount at 2% on 80,000 only. Okay. Since we have got the input, we have got the output. Now let's start offsetting it. First set of one will be IGST credit with IGST liability. IGST liability is 16,812. The ITC is 26,000. So sufficient we have ITC, correct? So we will offset this first. So bring 16,812. So from my ITC of 26,000 rupees, I am paying 16,812 for this IGST. So IGST is utilized. Payment is done for this. So I can give a green mark here saying that my IGST liability is paid off. Next, You have to pay, utilize the IGST for payment of CGST and SGST in any ratio. Which ratio will you take? Can you take 50-50%? No, I will take, utilize the IGST with SGST fully, because SGST credit is less. CGST, see, if you see comparison, CGST liability is 25,218. Your ITC is more than that. So CGST, no problem. You have to give some credit from IGST to SGST. So we will give this credit to, how much? Out of 26,000, 16,812 is gone. So the balance ITC available is 9,118. So utilize the IGST credit for payment of SGST liability. Then third rule will be that utilization of CGST with CGST. So out of 28,800 credit, utilize 25,218. Then fourth will be utilization of SGST with SGST liability. Okay, 14,800 fully utilize it, correct? So how much is the credit utilized totally? 25,218, 23,918, 16,812. So what is the net payable from your output tax? You have utilized this much of credit. What is the balance payable? The balance payable is 25,218 plus 25,002 minus 25,218, 0. From this 25,218 of SGST liability, you are utilizing 23,988. Balance is 1,230. Okay. And then IGST is also 0. Clear? This utilization part, you have to be very careful. Shibu, 25, your question is 80,000 is after considering the subsidy, then why we have added it back? Because that subsidy is not allowed. Agar subsidy in section 15 valuation we have discussed, right? When you get any subsidy from other than central government and state government, then that is disallowed. That's why we are adding it back. Once again, please. Okay. So very simple, Preeti and others. So first you have to calculate what is your ITC. We have calculated what is our ITC and what is our output tax. So till here it is very simple. Only one point was on subsidy and was on the discount part. That also we have cleared. So my output tax is this much. My input credit is this much. I should utilize the credit to the maximum extent so that my output tax balance I have to pay, right? I have to make that very minimal. That is the first objective. So my output tax is 16,812. My input is 26,000. So I will utilize for this liability. How I'm utilizing the credit is what I'm saying. So this table shows credit utilization. IGST, I have liability of 16,812. I am utilizing 26,000 may say 16,812 I'm utilizing. Second, balance is how much? Balance is 9,188 because 26,000 is my credit balance. Usme se I am utilizing IGST 16,812. Balance is 9,188. So that 9,188 I will utilize for SGST. I can actually do a split also here. 9,188 divided by 2. I can do that because we know that CGST and SGST we can utilize in any ratio. So if I do that, what will happen? I will have a liability of 5,824, which will be too much extra. So let us not give any credit to CGST. Let us give the IGST credit fully to the SGST value. Because here you see on a just back of the note calculation, 25,000 is payable, 14,000 is the credit available. So SGST will need some credit. So you have to give this IGST credit to SGST liability. Okay. Then third aspect is utilize the CGST with CGST. Okay. Then fourth is utilize the SGST with the SGST liability. So this much of credit you have. From this outward liability, when we reduce IGST, this is the balance payable 0 year. And in this case, 25,218 minus 23,988, 1,230. And from 16,812, we are utilizing 16,182. What we can say is balance credit carried forward will be what? Out of 28,800, 25,218 is utilized. This is carried out. इसमें से तो कुछ बचा ही नहीं है because you are paying here it becomes 0. And from this 26,000, we have utilized fully. So this is also 0. So you are only carrying forward CGST credit and SGST are to pay by cash. Yes, IGST ka balance can be utilized for CGST. Yes, IGST is universal. You can utilize for IGST, you can utilize for CGST, you can utilize for SGST as well. Clear है यहाँ तक? 9188 Kavita will not come, right? Because 9188 which you had, you have utilized for SGST. So 9188 will not come. Yes, Bhavna, CGST balance you cannot utilize for SGST. IGST balance you can utilize for CGST. CGST balance you can utilize for CGST, but SGST balance you cannot utilize for a CGST, and CGST balance cannot be utilized for SGST. Varna hota to I would have utilized it because I have balance of 3,582. I would have utilized it. This cross utilization between C and S is not possible, so we are not utilizing that. Okay. I think I will close the question and keep the answer open so that you can digest this answer. We'll take a break now. By 3:45, we'll assemble back for the rest of the questions. Okay. Question number 20. Question number 20. Classic Textiles Limited purchased a needle detecting machine on 6th July 2017 from Balaji Engineering Works for 10 lakh rupees by paying GST at 18% on the same. It availed the input tax credit of the GST paid on the machine and started using it for manufacturing of goods. Okay. The machine was sold on 18th October 2018 for 6 lakhs. So when a capital machinery or a capital goods is being sold, what is the GST which will be payable? Uh, 18% directly, is it? You will just take 18% on the machinery and say it off. So in this question, your answer becomes very easy, right? On 10 lakh rupees at 18%. Now it is selling the machinery for 6 lakh rupees. So on 6 lakh, 18%. That's all. Very simple then. No complications. 1,08,000 is the answer. One word answer then. Is this a multiple choice question or is it a detailed question? Compute the amount payable by Classic Limited in accordance with the statutory GST provisions. So does the statutory provisions just say that 1,08,000 payable? Not so simple, right? This is around at least 4 marks, 4 to 6 marks question. Correct, Hardik. Hardik is saying no, the answer is 1,26,000 rupees. So how did he get it? 3 marks question. Okay. So even if it is 3 mark question, your answer is still wrong. You'll not get even those 3 marks. Every mark in the CA exam counts. Okay. So it is not just a straightforward answer that whatever is the sale value on that 8%. It should be higher of the transaction value or ITC after reversal, whichever is higher. I'll just share with you that slide which we had discussed. Hope you remember that. Yeah. Sale of capital goods or plant and machinery. Section 18, subsection 6 says that ITC should have been availed on the purchase. That's the first condition. Have you availed the ITC? Only then you can apply this provision. And tax payable is higher of the two. ITC taken, input tax credit taken on the capital goods reduced by 5% per quarter of the year or part thereof, or tax on the transaction value, whichever is higher. Okay. So take the ITC on the capital goods reduced by 5% per quarter or part of the quarter, or tax on the sale value, whichever is higher. But in case of refractory bricks, molds and dies, jigs and fixtures, which are supplied as scrapped, there you don't have to do this comparison. You have to take only the tax on the transaction value. Okay, that's why this question is there to highlight and us saying that there is a provision called 18 subsection 6. Even though our answer may be correct, say because it says the ITC taken on capital goods or tax on transaction value, whichever is higher, maybe the tax on the transaction value is still higher. Our answer may be correct, but still we may not get marks because we have not done a comparison. We will have to do a comparison between ITC, what is taken on capital goods, and the tax on transaction value, whichever is higher. Clear? So basis that, if we now solve this question, you will get the correct answer. So how do we do that? We will take what is the ITC we have taken and how much reduction we have to do. We'll do that and then compare it with the transaction value. Input tax credit taken on machinery is how much? 10 lakhs at 18%. When they bought it, it was 10 lakhs at 18%. Okay. 1,80,000 rupees. ITC is to be reversed at 5% per quarter. How much quarters we will reduce? From 6th July 2017 till the date of sale, which is 18th October 2018. So we'll take financial year wise, July 2017, July, August, September, 1 quarter, October, November, December, 2nd quarter, Jan, Feb, March, 3rd quarter. So 1,80,000 into 3 quarters, each quarter 5%. So we'll get 1,80,000 into 3 into 5% is 27,000 rupees. Then for 18-19, April, May, June is the first quarter, July, August, September is the 2nd quarter, and October, November, December. Even though you have used only till October, 18th October, any quarter or part of the quarter also has to be considered as a full quarter. So we'll consider 1,80,000 into 3 quarters at 5%, again 27,000 rupees. So total ITC, what I have to reduce 5% per quarter is reduction value of 54,000 rupees. Then balance is the amount as per ITC calculation. So this is the first part. Second is what is the tax on the transaction value? It has been sold at 6 lakh rupees. So on 6 lakh at 18% is 1,08,000. So amount payable will be higher of either A or B. Which is higher here? It is 1,26,000 rupees. So the tax payable will be 1,26,000 rupees. Clear? Next is question number 21. A garment factory receives a government order for making uniforms for a commando unit. This supply is exempt from tax under a special notification. The fabric is separately procured for the supply, but the thread and lining materials for the collars are the ones which are used for other taxable products of the factory. Okay, so they are producing some kind of uniforms. The fabric is separately procured, which means the fabric what they buy and use is not available. That's fine, because ultimately when your sale is exempted, you will not get credit on that. That is understandable. But we have some common parts, which is thread and lining material, which is commonly used. Okay. So how do we claim credit of that is the question here. Can we claim the credit of thread and lining material fully? No, we cannot claim. So we have to claim proportionate. Correct. That is what section 17 tells us, that when you are claiming common credits. Now, fabric is not a common credit because fabric you purchase and use it only for this, but thread and lining materials in this question is used for both taxable and exempt supply. So we have to claim proportionate credit. So the turnover, what is be the basis? The basis will be the turnover. The turnover of other products of the factory and exempted uniform is 4 crores and 1 crore respectively. The ITC on thread and lining materials is 5,000 and 15,000 respectively. So what is the eligible ITC on thread and lining materials? Very simple, right? 16,000. 16,000 is the answer. Common credit into exempt supplies divided by total turnover is what is the credit attributable to exempt supplies. So what is the will be the eligible total credit minus credit related to exempt supply. So my total common credit is 15,000 plus 5,000. Okay, 20,000. Exempt turnover is 1 crore. Total turnover is how much? 1 plus 4, because 4 is turnover of the taxable supply and 1 crore is the turnover of exempt supply. So total turnover is 5 crores. So my ratio will be total input tax credit into 1 crore divided by 5 crore, which is 4,000 rupees. So this ITC is not available. Out of the total ITC of 20,000 rupees, 4,000 is gone. Balance is 16,000 rupees. Here. Next is a really interesting question, but we'll go first to a lengthier question, then come back to this question number 26, because 26 is not very lengthy question. So first let's take the lengthier question. So I'll just mark this, that this is pending. At the end, if we have time, we'll come back to this. Question number 34 is also fine. Still a small question. Let's go to this also. I will mark it. We'll go to question number 35. Question number 21. 21, that's the part, nothing major in this. This is the 21, Nitin. Factory garment hai, thread and lining materials are inputs. So basic theory we have given. Then proportionate reversal. So credit of eligible ITC is 16,000. That's all. We have asked only that question. Question number 35. It is very interesting question here. you will have to do a proper reading and analysis for this question. Otherwise, you'll not be able to solve it. It is very important that each and every part of this is taken care of. Anybody has worked out question number 35? Not able to get the answer. But have you tried, right? If you have tried, that's good. Okay. Let's work out this together. XYZ Limited, New Delhi manufactures biscuits under the brand name of Tasty Picks. Now, these biscuits are supplied to wholesalers and distributors located across India on FOR basis from the warehouse of the company located at New Delhi. The company uses multiple modes of transport for supplying the biscuits to its customers spread across the country. The transportation cost is shown as a line item in the invoice and is billed to the customer with a markup of 2% on the total amount of freight paid, inclusive of taxes. So this is their business. Your questions will be like this. This is a practical question because it is how it will appear in your question paper also. It will be very lengthy question. By the time you read the question, it will take time. So you have to be really fast. The transportation cost is shown as a line item in the invoice and is billed to the customers with a markup of 2% of the total amount of freight paid, inclusive of taxes. So they are charging 2% markup on total amount of freight plus the tax what they're paying. The flour used for the production process is procured from vendors located in Madhya Pradesh on, correct, 2% is the profit on that. Floor used is located in Madhya Pradesh on ex-factory basis. The company engages GTA, Goods Transport Agency, to transport the floor from the factories of the vendors to its factory located in New Delhi. So what they say, the floor used for production process is procured from vendors who are located in Madhya Pradesh on ex-factory basis. So whatever vendor is charging them, it is on ex-factory basis, and additional transportation, they will have to bear it. That is what is their arrangement from the vendors. But with their customers, they will arrange it and they will collect the freight charges with 2% of profit. The company has provided the following data relating to transportation of transportation of biscuits and flour in the month of April 2000. It could be 2024, anything. When they say last XX, it could be any year. For sales within the NCR region, the company arranges local mini. So each and every transaction they have given around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 transactions. Based on the particulars given below, compute the GST payable on the amount paid for transportation by XYZ Limited when it avails the services of different transporters, and compute the GST charge on transportation cost billed by the company. So 2 questions. So this is definitely a 14 marks question because in detail we have to do it. Based on the particulars, compute the GST first, which is payable. They have to pay under reverse charge because they have said they are engaging various goods transport agency. So we will have to calculate what is the GST payable under reverse charge. And then we should also calculate the second part. What is the GST charged on transportation cost billed by the company to its customers? Okay. Assume the rate of GST on transportation of goods to be 5%, except where any other rate is specified in the question. And GST on supply of biscuits will be 12%. Okay. So what rate we will use is also important. And how we calculate is also important. So let's instead of reading the pointers, let's get into the answering mode now. This is the question. This is the answer for question number 35. Are both question and answer visible? Not visible. Okay. Let me share the screen again. Now answer is visible? Yes. Okay. First part, what does it say? We have to compute the GST payable on the amount paid for transportation when it avails the services of various transporters. The data starts from here. Transportation of for sales within the NCR region, the company arranged a local minivan belonging to an individual and paid him 54,000 rupees. So they're transporting biscuits in a local minivan belonging to an individual. How much is the freight amount they have paid? They have paid freight amount of 54,000 rupees. Is 20 lakhs relevant for us? To calculate the tax on biscuits sold. 20 lakhs is not relevant, no. But we don't have to calculate the tax on biscuits sold. What is the question asking us? Calculate the GST payable on the amount paid on transportation. Don't get carried away with the 20 lakhs value. 20 lakhs value is there in the question, but not relevant for us to calculate anything. So whatever value of biscuits they have sold, that is not relevant for us. We have to only calculate the tax on transportation. Both first and second part of the question requires us to calculate the tax on the reverse charge and second on the tax what we will charge to our customers on again the transportation part itself. Compute the GST charge on transportation cost billed by the company. So 20 lakhs value of the sales is only there to confuse you. Do not look into this at all. Every line item has a sales value, but none of it is relevant for us. Okay. So transportation of biscuits in a minivan, the value is 54,000 rupees. Is there any GST payable? No GST payable because only transportation of goods by a road by a GTA is liable to GST. Therefore, transportation of goods by road otherwise than by a GTA is exempt because the person who's transporting is a local minivan person. and we have paid him 54,000 rupees. So we have considered here 54,000 rupees. But on that, reverse is any GST payable under reverse charge? It is exempt, so no GST is payable. Okay, put some marking on your question paper so you know that you have mentioned, taken that point for consideration. Okay, next, for sales to location in distant states, which value is 1 crore 78 lakh rupees. Again, not relevant for us. The company booked the goods by Indian Railways and paid railway freight of 3,17,000 rupees. So transportation of biscuits by Indian Railways, the value is 3,17,000 rupees. Have we considered here? Yes, we have considered this. Is there any reverse charge payable for transportation of goods by Indian Railways? Nitin Prajapati is calculated, used his calculator very fast and come up with the answer that 15,850 is the GST. Calculator, use it only if it is taxable. Is it a taxable transaction? Is a railways also a goods transport agency? It is not a goods transport agency. Again, GST payable is there or not there? Even on Indian Railways, you have to pay it. Okay. The company booked goods by Indian Railways and paid rail freight. On the rail freight also, we will have to pay GST. So this is only to confuse you. On Indian Railways also, we have to pay the GST under reverse charge. Third point, for sales to locations in neighboring states. Because when you avail services from government, you have to pay reverse charge, right? So this is one of them. Third point. Yeah, I think there'll be some doubts. Sir, now railways freight forward charge. Correct. Now fine, Sai Kumar. But we will see that when it is converted. By the time you write your exams, you'll have that circular applicable to you. If it is applicable, then it will be forward charge. But otherwise, it will be under reverse charge. For sales to location in neighboring states, the company booked the goods via GTAs and paid road freight of 3,73,000 rupees. Out of the total sales to neighboring states, goods worth 10 lakhs were booked through a GTA, which paid tax at 12%, and freight of 73,000 was paid to such GTA. So transportation of biscuits by GTA, GST is payable by XYZ Limited under reverse charge in terms of 5.3. So what is the value we will consider? We will consider 3 lakh rupees. Okay. Is the GST payable on this? On 3 lakh rupees? Yes, GST is payable. On the balance of 73,000, is GST payable? No, because up to the value of 73,000, the GTA himself is charging 12%. So we don't have to pay reverse charge on that. Okay, so we don't have to pay. But on 3 lakh rupees, they've split it, saying 3,73,000 is the freight. Of that, 73,000 worth is paid by the GTA on forward charge. Balance we will have to pay on 3 lakh at 5%. So everywhere reverse charge I've taken 5% itself. Okay. Then next, for purchase of flour from Madhya Pradesh worth 25 lakhs, the company booked the goods by a GTA and paid road freight of 55,000 rupees. This again is liable because it is on ex-factory basis. They have said when they purchase flour from the vendors, they have to pay reverse charge. They have to pay to the GTA and reverse charge will be paid by the person who pays to the GTA. So we are paying to the GTA, so we will consider. But what is this? This is nil. Why? Because services provided by a GTA by way of transportation of floor, correct? Some products are there which we had discussed during exemption. Flour is also one of the items. So any flour which you produce, जो आटा खरीदते हैं उसके ऊपर RCM नहीं लगेगा. So flour is exempted. So we will not pay reverse charge on that. Okay. Then the second part is for purchase of butter from Punjab. The company booked the goods by a GTA and paid freight of 35,000 rupees. Transportation of butter is to the worth of 35,000 rupees. On that, GST is payable or no? GST is payable because the exemption is for flour, milk, and other things. But butter is not milk, so it will be payable. Here. Then transportation, this has been considered. Next is for local purchase of baking powder, the company booked the goods by a GTA in a single carriage and paid road freight of 1,500. Transportation of baking powder 1,500. On this, GST is payable. There is no limit as now. Earlier, they were limit saying it was 750 or 1,500 in one consignment. No GST under reverse charge was payable. That has been removed. So even for a small value, we have to pay under reverse charge. Okay. Last part. For transporting the biscuits, whose open market value is 4 lakh rupees, to one of its sister concern in Rajasthan, the company booked the goods by a GTA and paid road freight of 40,000 rupees. So if it is to sister concern, at least there they don't have to pay GST, right? Is GST payable on this 40,000 rupees? They have to pay. Nitin is saying no, GST payable. We have to pay. Either you transport the goods to your third party, to your customer, or to your sister concern. RCM says that once you pay, reverse charge mechanism says that once you make a payment to a goods transport agency, then you have to pay reverse charge. You supply to anybody, that doesn't matter. So on this, GST is payable. Okay, so we have considered all the cases, right? Total tax payable on availing of the services by the GTA is 34,675. Which first case, Hardik? On local minivan? So when you are transporting goods through a GTA, only then reverse charge is payable. But if you are taking services from a private truck or from a minivan, who is an individual and who's not a GTA, their reverse charge is not payable. Go to this exemption notification number 12, you will get it that when you are transporting goods by a individual truck owner or by a person who's having a single vehicle and he's not a goods transport agency, their GST is not payable. Clear on the first part of the question and answer? Because once we are clear here, then it will be easy because second part is even more complicated. Explain 3,73,000. Kavita, 3,73,000, it is split. This is on the third part of the question, which says that for sales to location in neighboring states, the company booked the goods via road carriers who are GTAs and paid road freight of 3,73,000. Fine. Total paid is 3,73,000. Out of the total sales to neighboring states, goods worth 10 lakh were booked through a GTA, which paid tax at 12%. Okay. 10 lakhs worth of goods on which it was booked through a GTA, and the GTA itself paid tax at 12%, for which they charge freight of 73,000. So out of 373, 73,000 are such GTA who are collecting taxes on their consignment note. So there we don't have to pay GST. They are already collecting from us. Where the GTA is registered and he is collecting GST, we don't have to pay under reverse charge. So this is the only one case where in the full question, the GTA is charging GST. Now he has an option to charge 5% or 12%. He is charging us 12% and we have paid it. So on that, we will not pay reverse charge. And the balance of 3 lakh, we have to pay under reverse charge. Okay. In second case, if railways are under forward charge, then GST payable will be zero. We will not pay anything. Clear? Okay. Now let's go to the second part. Hardik, what is it written in the book? Which Indian Railways, correct. So Indian Railways is under reverse charge, but some sir was saying that it is under forward charge. So I am saying that it is latest amendment, not relevant for our exams. By the time you write your exams in May, if that in the statutory update it comes saying that services provided by Indian Railways is under forward charge, then we will not consider it under reverse charge, I'm saying. But for now, we have considered under reverse charge itself. Okay. Second part is compute the GST charge on transportation cost which we are billing by the company to its customers. So computation of GST charged on transportation cost billed by XYZ Limited is, since XYZ Limited is supplying, I'll just take you to this first. Since XYZ Limited is supplying biscuits on FOR basis, that is freight on road basis, the service of transportation of biscuits gets bundled with the supply of biscuits. Why I'm saying this? Because in the question, if you see, they've given clearly here, the biscuits are supplied to wholesalers and distributed located across India on freight on receipt basis. That is, X factory is from my factory gate, but FOR is till I supply the goods to the customer's factory gate, it is FOR basis. So in that case, what happens? The company, the supply of biscuits and transportation service is a composite supply. It is not a separate supply, including delivery. It is the supplier's responsibility. But however, it is chargeable to tax at the rate, of course, with margin and things like that. But the rate on that freight will be what is the GST rate on the principal supply. The principal supply biscuits are chargeable at 12%. So my transportation cost, what I'm recovering in the invoice with margin, on that also I have to charge 12% and not 5% because I am not a GTA and it is not a separate supply, it's a composite supply. So whatever is the rate for the principal supply, I have to apply it. Got it? So we will apply 12% when we are charging it to our customers. So what is the sales part? Because on purchase part, I don't have to charge. Only on the sales part, what I'm selling, on that I have to add 2%, then I have to charge 12%. So all greens I will remove. Now again, we'll put the green lines wherever it is relevant. For sales within the NCR region, again 20 lakhs value, the company arranged a local minivan belonging to an individual and paid him 54,000 rupees. This what I'm doing, again sales. So sale of biscuits in a local minivan belonging to an individual. What is the freight paid? 54,000 rupees. GST on freight, did I pay anything here? Just see from the workings. On this, I have not paid any GST. Fine. So freight billed with markup will be 55,080 because they've said that whatever freight I'm paying, on that I will add a markup of 2%. If it is GST paid, then on that also I will add. But in this case, I have not paid GST, but freight I have paid. So on that, I will have a markup of 2% and I will charge GST at 12% on it. Clear? Next, for sales to, so this part is done, first part. Second part, for sales to locations in distant states, the company booked the goods by Indian Railways and paid rail freight of 3,17,000 rupees. So transportation of biscuit by railways of by railways of Indian Railways. Here the value is 3,17,000 rupees. Have I paid freight? Yes, I have paid freight of 3,17,000. Have I paid GST? Yes, I have paid GST 15,850. How much is the freight billed with markup of 2%? 3,17,000 plus 15,850 दोनों को मिला के 2% ऐड करेंगे 3,37,000 rupees. GST charge will be 12% of that. Then third part, transportation, second is over. For sales to location in neighboring states, the company booked the goods by GTA and paid road freight of 3,73,000 rupees. So 3,73,000 rupees. I'll again split this up because 3 lakh and 73,000 rupees different rate is there. 3 lakh rupees I have paid reverse charge on 15,000 rupees. On 3 lakh at 5%, 15,000 I have paid the reverse charge. So markup will be 3 lakh plus 15,000 into 102%. 100 is the base and 2% is the markup. So 3 lakh 15,000 into 102% makes it as 3 lakh 21,300. GST charge on that will be 12%. Clear? Then 3 lakh I've considered. Now 73,000 rupees. Here it is little tricky. Here is a danger zone. Here you tell me 73,000, I have not paid reverse charge. Should I add GST paid on the freight value here or no? I have not paid reverse charge. Should I add or no? Add it. We paid for transportation. Correct. Since we have paid for transportation, so this is not a calculation of how much we have paid. That calculation we have already done, completed in the first table. In this table, we are calculating how much we have to collect from our customers. Either you pay under reverse charge or you pay under forward charge. Supplier has charged you. So you have paid, right, to the freight company itself the tax. So 73,000 plus we have paid tax of 8,760, which is 12%. He is charged us 12%. So that also has to be added. So what is the freight bill I will bill to my customer on 73,000 plus 8,760, on that 2%. So I will charge 83,000. Freight bill will be 83,395 on that 12%. 10,007 will be the tax on this. So this I have considered. Next, should I consider this for purchase of floor from Madhya Pradesh? Exempt, no tax paid. Okay, but tax is not paid, but freight is being paid 55,000. So should I consider 55,000 and then markup of 102% on that? Freight paid, yes, we have to add. Everybody is saying we have to add. Anybody saying no? Manvi, Kavita, Preeti, Hardik, everybody is saying yo. Yes, Vismita is saying no. Even if it is exempt supply for RCM, Hardik, but even in first case it was exempted, local minivan, but still we have added 2% on it. So you are saying no, but your calculation is saying yes. What is the question? Question is asking us that what is the GST you will recover from your customers for the GTA or for the transportation charges? Okay. In this fourth case, it is purchase of loan. So we are not supplying anything. So why will we consider this? Only on our sales, what we are charging, we can recover. On our purchases, it is our cost. So there is no recovery for purchases. First three parts were sales. Fifth part is purchase of flour, purchase of butter, purchase of baking powder, and transferring the biscuits to a sister concern. So in the fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh case, we are not recovering from anybody. So we don't have to include it. Here, we are only required to calculate what is the GST I will charge to my customers. Clear? So only 1, 2, 3. Only 3 I will add it, not anything else. So what is the total charge by XYZ on transportation cost billed to the customers will be 95,914. And for sister concern also you can add, but you can rate a markup. Since it's a sister concern, I am not having any markup on that. So I have not included that here. Supplier has paid the GST for sister concern. So we need to collect at least GST amount from sister concern. Not necessarily. Since it's a sister concern, you may not. My assumption is that I'm not collecting. If your assumption is that yes, you are collecting and you're treating it as a normal customer, then you can add it. Yeah. Now here in this question, there is a mention of X factory works. Floor used for the production process is procured from vendors located in Madhya Pradesh on X factory basis. What is the meaning of this X factory basis? X factory basis means the floor manufacturers from whom I am procuring the goods, they are saying that I will give you a value. The value is 10 lakh rupees. Now this 10 lakh is only for the floor. After this, the transportation charges is all on you. I am not collecting and it is not my responsibility. So when they say X factory basis, it means up to the manufacturer's factory gate. The price is there and the responsibility also is there up to that. After that, it is my responsibility to arrange for transportation and collect the goods from his factory. That is called as ex factory basis. Okay. The vendors are not giving me that service. They will tell that your goods are ready, come and collect it. That is called ex factory basis. I will arrange for the GTA. I will arrange to transport the goods to my premise. At factory cost, rest receiver headache. Correct. You're absolutely right. So I will arrange for the transportation and I will collect the goods from the factory gate. I will tell I'm transporting, giving my goods. I am sending my GTA. You just load the goods on the vehicle. That much they will do. And FOB, FOR. So it is ex factory and FOR. FOR is freight on receipt basis. My responsibility on FOR is up till the goods reaches the factory gate of the customer. So in this case, when I'm supplying biscuits, up till the goods reach the customer's premises, it is my responsibility. So that's why I will collect from them the freight charges also. FOR is freight on receipt basis. Up till they receive the goods, the responsibility lies with me. Okay. Yeah, X factory, we can say freight on board, but FOB is a term which is used in import and export. In local sales, we will call it as X factory, but we can equate X factory to FOB also. Many students who are silent, I hope you are understanding this. Okay. So now let's go to question number 36. Will we get ITC of this GST? Which GST? The freight part? Yes, you will get it. When the seller charges us the value of the goods and he charges us the freight, and as a buyer, will I get it? Yes, you will get it. Any more doubts before we proceed to question number 36? Then why are we charging 2% on the GST also? Because that's what is the arrangement between the company and the customer. If the company says that we have to charge, then they have to charge, right? The company has arranged the customer saying that I will either do X factory or I will do FOR. So if I do FOR, then I will charge you for the freight plus 2%. When the arrangement between the supplier and customer is like that, then we have to abide by it. Okay, question number 32, Hardik has already worked. Question number 36, Hardik has worked out. Very good. I appreciate your efforts. Very nice. Let's check for others whether this is correct. Ryan and Company, a partnership firm, is in the business of manufacturing of perfumes in Madhya Pradesh. It submits the following information pertaining to June 2021. Input tax credit in electronic ledger as on the June month. That is the opening balance. Opening balance is 4 lakhs, 190 and 187. Purchases. What I made purchases is supply of raw material from A Limited, Kolkata. Taxable value of supply is 1,12,000. Purchases of 1,12,000 rupees. Supply of raw material received from B Limited is 2,10,000 rupees. Rent of Indore office paid to C Limited. Taxable value is 60,000 rupees. Total is 70,800. Rent of Indore factory paid to D Limited Bhopal. Taxable value of supply is 180 plus 18%. Packing material received from E Limited Nagpur is 23,600. Consultancy fees paid to a local cost accountant is 11,800. Fridge received from F Limited, a retailer in Indore. There the value is 75,500 plus GST at 28%. Sales to a manufacturing goods, 1,000 units supplied to G Limited New Delhi, 11 lakh 80,000, so 10 lakh plus 18%. 6,000 units to Bhopal, 70 lakhs plus 18%. Find out the amount of GST which is payable through electronic cash ledger for June 2021. How much is the GST they have to pay through the cash ledger, which means that utilize the full ITC, then whatever is the balance payable, you will pay the GST through cash ledger. Assume that all relevant conditions are satisfied, but consultancy fees to the extent of 50% is utilized for personal benefits of Ryan, one of the partners of the firm. Okay, you have to find out the amount of GST payable through cash ledger. So question number 36, how will we solve? Question number 36 is already solved here, so that we can look at the specific pointers here. Purchase first, we'll calculate how much is the GST payable on supply, then ITC we will see. Supply of raw materials, rent, packing materials, consultancy fees, sales. Here is the sales part. Outward supply of manufacturing goods for June 2018, 1,000 units to New Delhi, which is a intrastate or interstate. Ryan is in Madhya Pradesh and he is supplying it to Delhi. So it is interstate supply. Correct. So supply to G Limited is interstate, 10 lakhs at 18%, 1,80,000 rupees. Why is it intrastate, Nitin? It is interstate, right? From Madhya Pradesh to Delhi, it is interstate. Second, 6,000 units supplied to H Limited Bhopal. Bhopal and Indore both are in Madhya Pradesh itself. मध्य प्रदेश में भोपाल भी है. So it is intrastate. What is the value you will consider? You will not consider 70 lakhs. The question is little tricky. It says taxable value of supply before 10% discount, which means on this 70 lakhs, you're giving 10% discount. So on 70 lakhs, you have to reduce 10%, which is 7 lakhs. The taxable value will be 63 lakhs at 9% each. It is 5,67,000 each. So total outward supply. So normally 2 supply transactions are given. So this 2 is covered here. So GST payable will be total of CGST and IGST respectively. Then computation of input tax credit. Firstly, opening balance they have given. Opening balance of 4 lakhs. IGST, CGST 1,90,000. As I said, mentioned in the correct columns. IGST 1,90,000. CGST 1,87,000 and 4 lakh is the IGST value. Inward during the year. during the month. So this is covered. Purchases 1 lakh and then 12% on this. Again, from Kolkata, it is interstate. So we have to determine. Here the question that we just given the state. Basis the state, we have to decide whether it is IGST or CGST. So if it is Kolkata to Madhya Pradesh, it is IGST. 12,000 is what is coming here. Then supply from B Limited Indore. Indore to Madhya Pradesh. It is in Madhya Pradesh itself. 2 lakh at 5%. 2 lakh into 2.5, 2.5 each. When they say 5%, it means it is total C plus S. Correct. It is place of supply plus ITC. Huh. Yes, Preeti, you will need to know which city is located in which state. So that is a kind of thing which is expected to be known, that they will not teach it in the exams. You have to know at least the demography of the country. Okay. So we are on this one. This is also complete. Then next comes rent of office paid to C Limited Mumbai. Okay. The Mumbai is charging you rent. So it is an interstate supply. Of course, there is Sai Kumar sir is saying that it is a CGST and SGST. But in this case, since Mumbai person is charging for Indore office paid to C Limited. So location of supplier and place of supplier is in different state. From that perspective, IGST can be charged. So this is also covered. Then rent of Indore factory paid to D Limited Bhopal. Okay. Bhopal to Bhopal is both are in Madhya Pradesh. So it is 1,80,000 into 9% and 9%. Then packing materials received from E Limited Nagpur. Nagpur is outside Madhya Pradesh. So it will be interstate supply. Maharashtra to Madhya Pradesh. Consultancy fees paid to a local accountant. 11,800. There is a note in the end, no, which said that consultancy fees to the extent of 50% is utilized for personal benefits. So should you reverse it? Yes. So you will claim only 50% is not eligible. So balance 50% only you will use it. So 9,000. 10,000 divided by 2 is 5,000 into 9% is 450, 450 each. Right. Fridge purchased in Indore. Taxable value of supply before 3.5% discount. So on 75,500, we have to apply 3.5% discount. 75,500 minus 3.5% makes it as 72,875. On that, 14% each. Because the rate on fridge is 28%, which means 14%, 14% gives it as 10,200 CGST, 10,200 SGST. Okay, these things are very critical because some places they say taxable value of supply, some places they say before discount. So you have to be very careful with this. It is before discount, so you have to consider the discount. So this is my input tax credit. GST payable on outward supply, I have taken from your 567, 1,80,000, right? And my IGST on inward supply. So how will I utilize the IGST? So 1 lakh, this is my outward liability, 5,67,567,180. I have balance of 426. I will utilize IGST first. So out of 426,400, IGST is utilized here. Balance has to be from the CGST and SGST that we will see. So first we are utilizing CGST credit. This is completely exhausted here. Work is done. Okay, I have credit of 2,21,000. I fully utilized here. Then 2,18,000 I will fully utilize here. So which is what will be the balance? Balance will be 345, 150 payable, 348, 150 payable. I will utilize IGST on inward supply because 246, 400 is balance. I can utilize fully over here or split whichever way. If I utilize fully, then this will be payable because I don't have any more credit. So any proportion will not matter. So anything can be done. I have utilized IGST for payment of CGST. Balance is what will be payable here. One of the sums we have reduced discount from the price. Yes, Preeti, we have reduced the discount here also, right? On fridge, we have reduced the discount. We have to reduce in this question itself, in one of the earlier points, there was a discount given, so we are reducing it.
Sir, but in question it's given that it's before the discount, sir. So discount is not included, it's excluded, right?
See, this part, I'll show you your. Fridge received from F Limited, a retailer in Indore, taxable value of supply before 3.5% discount. Okay. Even here, taxable value of supply before 10% discount. Here also we have reduced because this is the taxable value before discount, which means it is gross value. Then from that, we will reduce the discount and the balance is the taxable value.
Okay, sir, got it.
By inward less from cost from CGST, not from SGST, we can do it from SGST also, no problem. It's only a option because IGST can be utilized towards C and S in any proportion. You want to do 50-50, that is also possible. So if you want to do, because balance is 246,400, 246,400 divided by 2, this is also correct. This can also be done. Because ultimately you have to pay. Had you had credit more than the payable, then it would have made sense. Any more questions? I think one more question answer is pending, which I will share it with you so that you can go through it. And from next class, we will discuss on registration part. Yeah, you have a doubt in question number 37, is it? 37 is same what calculation we have done, Hardik. But you can ask your question.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Sir, in capital goods, sir, it is
Hmm.
written that, and let's say the question. Sir, in capital goods, sir, it is written that the input tax credit on the capital goods is lying in the stock is of rupees 72,000 and these goods were purchased on 1st August 2017.
Hmm.
And sir, the goods become exempted on 30th 4. So sir, when we calculate it by quarters, it is coming, sir, 4 quarters, and if we calculate it by months, it is coming 9 months, and the answer is coming, sir, different.
Okay, even if it is, see, no. Rule 44 is what we have applied here. So Rule 44 says on monthly basis. So that's why here we will go on monthly basis, and when we sell capital goods, they will go on a quarterly basis.
So, sir, it is like in the provision, it is said that on sale we have to always use like monthly basis.
But this is not sale. This is when
No,
a
sir.
goods.
Like if we sell, we will
Hmm.
always use on monthly basis, and if we purchase, then we will do it on quarterly basis.
No, when we sell also we'll do on a quarterly basis itself. Because it says quarter or part of the quarter. That which I had shown you, ITC taken on capital goods reduced by 5% per quarter of the year or part thereof. That is sale of capital goods.
Sir, like sir, if we see that 5% per quarter, it will come to 20%. And sir, if we go by yearly basis, then also it will be same. Then sir, why the difference is coming?
No, 18.6. So just read 18.4. 18.4 is different from 18.6. 18.6 is when we sell it. And 18.4, I'll just show you. Credit on capital goods reduced by 5% per quarter. Okay, I'll go through 18.4 and 18.6 and I'll just let you know in the next class what is the difference.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Okay, any more questions? Okay, if there are no more questions, so we have completed input tax credit. So we'll continue on the registration part in the next session. Hope this problem solving actually gave you an insight. I will share the answers. Please work out and see how you can work out by yourself. Thank you. Thank you very much.